Day one of organized team activities is in the books. It was the first chance for the Eagles to have team drills with the returning veterans and rookies all on the same field. We also got to see the progress made by quarterback Carson Wentz as he continues his rehab from last year's knee injury. We kick off this edition of the Eagles Update with Wentz reflecting on his road to recovery.
I mean, every day it just gets a little better and a little more trust, a little more faith in it. And at the same time, you got to be smart. You got to be smart with what the doctors are saying. But I feel like I've made really good strides, both mentally and physically, and I like where I'm at.
Wentz was one of a number of key Eagles who missed the playoff run due to injury. As the team looks to avoid any sort of post-Super Bowl hangover, these players will be critical in fueling the fire in the locker room, but they certainly won't be alone.
Guys that didn't get a chance to play in that game, there's an extra sense of motivation, an extra sense of not letting everybody be complacent. On the flip side of that, I know the leaders that we have. I know the guys in that locker room, the character of that locker room, where I don't expect it to be an issue regardless. I think anytime we have the veteran leadership that we have, that's not really a concern of mine or really the rest of the guys, because nobody's going to ever settle for anything around here.
The motivations are, other teams are really going to give us their best foot forward each game. So that makes us really have to tighten up everything we do nowadays. We can't have any bad practices. We can't really take any day here for granted. So whenever we come in, we got to lock in, and we know that all 31 other teams are really trying to get what we're trying to get.
Guys know, we're hungry, you know what I mean? So it's not anybody walking around here saying, hey, man, we need to get back to how we were or nothing like that. You seen today, the competition level was high. Guys are out there competing, plays were being made, you know what I mean? So I think as far as that goes, nobody's out here saying, hey, man, you guys need to calm down. You guys need to humble yourself regardless of whatever situation. This team is still hungry.
One of the offense's go-to weapons, Zach Ertz, established himself as one of the league's preeminent tight ends last season, accounting for 8 touchdowns in the regular season and the go-ahead score in the Super Bowl. Longtime nemesis Jason Witten, who announced his retirement during draft weekend, only gave his jersey to a player after a game once in his entire 15-year career, and it just so happened to be Zach Ertz.
I told him how much he's meant to my career throughout the years. When I was 16 years old, I didn't really follow the NFL. I followed tight ends. When I was first getting into the position, he was the guy that I consistently followed. Followed him when he had 110 catches in a year. Followed him through all the highs, all the lows that they had in Dallas. But it was neat to see. I didn't know that I was the only guy to ever leave the field with a jersey of his. And that was definitely put a lot of things in perspective.
Some quick notes before we close. The Eagles released linebacker Michael Kendricks on Tuesday, a second-round pick in 2017. He was a starter on the weak side in the team's Super Bowl run. He had requested a trade prior to the 2017 campaign, and now he can sign with any team of his choosing. New linebacker Paul Worrilow suffered a knee injury during OTA. He was carted off the field. The team has offered no update in regards to his status. Lastly, head coach Doug Peterson said that the team will visit the White House to celebrate its Super Bowl championship on June 5th. That's going to do it for this edition of the Eagles Update. I'm Chris McPherson. Thank you all for joining us, and have a great Eagles night, everyone.